Hello there, I'm Big Alias. New Battlefield 6 trailer just dropped, boys. Trailer Park. Boy, what do I mean? Battlefield 6 trailer is dropped, and it's nostalgia bait. Yeah, very nostalgia baity. Goddamn, straight from the get-go. I mean, the setting, you know, the location, the time zones, everything like that. This modern combat setting. We're in the Middle East. We're in this like very sandy area with colored tiles, with lights just peeking through the windows, stealthily moving through this house. Like this urban Middle Eastern section. It was very heavy with the 2011 Battlefield 3 marketing, and we're seeing it here. And it was presented in a very similar way. Got even down to like the shots of the president, like the CGI president, and like the CGI is. It just took me back to Battlefield 4 and Medal of Honor, even a little bit of that. But like again, like the way that it's like this dark room and the lights just peering through is very similar to those old Battlefield games. The heavy reliance on choppers, you know, aircraft. Battlefield 3 had a lot of aircraft and apparently a lot of dirt bikes. Zoom. Oh, did one just crash? Oh, I kind of hope so. Yeah, so Battlefield 3 had a lot of aircraft in its promo stuff because they had jet gameplay now, and they were promoting jet gameplay. And we're seeing that here. You know, there's a lot of aircraft in this, and a lot of like narrow passages, which again was something we saw largely in Battlefield 3. The fact that the chopper like bursts through the wall. Are we going to get destruction? Is this a good sign that we may end up with destructible environments again? Oh, please, Battlefield Company, what are they called now? They changed the names. Is it DICE, or have they changed their name? Is it a different company? I don't know. But I guess this is the future now, where your development studio are named after the game you make. That's so fun. But yeah, according to this trailer, it's a different company, or they've changed whatever. Battlefield Company, something. But yeah, and we see that, and we see like the aerial shot, the first person shot of like the guy coming down, you know, flying down into combat, skydiving down to combat even, you know. Very indicative of the Battlefield 3 trailer with, I think it was Davenman Peak, where he flies down, you get this gorgeous shot beneath. There's just so much iconography, you know, that we've seen in Battlefield 3 that we're now seeing in this trailer. It's very desperate, and it really feels like EA just going like, oh, we're sorry. We're sorry. We're so sorry. And let's be honest, like, it is what we want. It is. I want EA to apologize, but it is what I want. You know, before I watched this trailer, I was listening to Alfredo 2 by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. And it's a good album, it is, but it's just like, you can tell that Freddie was like, well, look, they like Alfredo, I'll just do it again. I'll just do some more Alfredo, you know, and he's not breaking the mold, and he doesn't care to. It doesn't matter to him. He just wants to give the fans something that they kind of wanted, and that's what. It's so ironic because about 10 minutes later, I was watching his trailer, and I was like, oh, this is the video game equivalent, you know. This is just EA saying, oh, just give them what they want, you know, just give them what they want, and we're not gonna change anything. We're not gonna like break any barriers and make anything like crazy and new and exciting. Exciting, yes, but, you know, crazy and wild that hasn't been made before. But we are going to make what they want us to make. And that's why it is quite exciting. Although, however, obviously, I'm going to tell you the thing that all of the big YouTubers will also tell you, which is, you know, express and exercise caution. Maybe if you're going to be optimistic, be cautiously optimistic. And for obvious reasons. I mean, yeah, a lot of people say, well, why? Why with this game? Because I am reading a lot of it, you know, don't pre-order, be cautious and all of this. And, you know, I can see why you'd be like, well, why with Battlefield? Why with Battlefield 6 when I don't hear this with other games? And there are concrete reasons for that. Like, firstly, it's EA. You know, beware the devil of EA. So always be cautious with that and never pre-order from EA. But I mean, everyone knows that. Everyone who's, you know, consciously part of the fabric of the conversation of gaming is going to know that. But also, dude, I'm going to blow you away here with a stat. You're not going to like this, and it's going to kind of blow you away a little bit. But we're coming around to the 10-year anniversary of the last universally loved Battlefield game. 10 years. Well, it's actually 9, but we're 1 year off of a decade since the last universally loved Battlefield game. Now, I liked Battlefield 5 for all of its faults. I still, you know, think it's a pretty good game. But in terms of like a game that everybody liked, it's been like 10 years. And that, I would be concerned. I'd be worried because you don't really have the current generation of gamers. You just have us old fucks, which I guess is why they're appealing to us, because it's like, well, these are the guys who are going to buy the game. We don't have the active player base anymore. But it's been so long since we've had a half-decent Battlefield game. And I think we were a bit blue ballsed by, was it 2042, I think it was called? Awful game. And I think we were blue balls by that because like it was exciting and it had great, trailers and stuff. And it was like, oh, it's a like semi-futuristic but kind of modern Battlefield game again. Great, this is going to be awesome. And it just was just a terrible video game. Just objectively awful game. And I think people are worried that that's going to happen again. And you should be, obviously don't pre-order this game. And do be cautious. Though I will say they will drop a beta, presumably. And with these games, the beta is always essentially the game. So, you can always give it a shot then, see if you like it, and then, purchase it if you want to. I would base my opinion off of the beta more than anything else, because like I said, it is the game. And it always bugs me when people are like, oh, it's just a beta. It's like, Brody, it comes out in 2 weeks. This is the game, my guy. Nothing is going to change. And if, so when it comes to that, just wait for the beta if you want to know whether you want to buy the game. But certainly don't pre-order it. And do be cautious because we've been burned so many times with Battlefield. Like I said, it's been like 10 years since we've had a good Battlefield game. And they just keep feeding us slop. And I want something good. And I can't rely on them to give it to me. So we will see. Also, don't forget that these are not the developers who made those Glory Day Battlefield games. And they're making like an imitation of it, so who's to say that they're going to be able to do that? If it was exactly the same devs, then I would be like, oh yeah, they did it before, they can do it again, but that's not what we're staring down the barrel of right now. It's something entirely different. So do be aware of that. A couple of things before this video ends. I do want to say, it seems that single player may be back. Thank you, finally. And I mean, from what I can tell, it should be a proper single player. I'm really hoping it is. And we haven't had one of those. This is going to be an even worse stat. We have not had a traditional, true form narrative campaign in 12 years for Battlefield. It has been 12 years since Battlefield 4's campaign, which I actually enjoyed. I thought it was a good campaign. From what I can tell, I think we're going to be getting one, and that is awesome. I can't wait to play that campaign. I love Battlefield campaigns. I love FPS campaigns, so I am very excited for that. And lastly, just the trailer overall, I thought was really good. They are good a lot of the times with trailers, and I think this is one of the good ones. This is a very good trailer. I really enjoyed it, and the use of Bob Dylan that really made me smile, and I think it was like mixed really well too. So overall, that gives me high hopes because the last time we had a good Battlefield trailer was Battlefield 1. So things. Actually, no, some of the Battlefield 2042 stuff was pretty good. Oh, I'm so concerned. But yeah, the use of Dylan and the mix and how like epic and grand it all felt was great. That's what I want to see, and that does have me excited. All in all, I like the trailer. I do. I can say that. I like the trailer a lot. I do think it was a little too heavy on the nostalgia for me to like assume that I'm going to experience anything different. I don't think I will. But all in all, I have to admit, I am excited. It does have me excited. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I just can't. I have no moral. I don't have morals.
The PlayStation's only $149, and you can also get leading titles.